If you like this video, please rate, comment, share and subscribe, and if you dislike it, please tell me why, so I can improve. Now, I have been going on and on, of course, about my gender dysphoria and what I'm doing about it. However, I am also a member of another letter in Quilt Bag. Quilt Bag being queer, intersex, lesbian, trans, bisexual, asexual and gay, and that is that I am also asexual. Now, this may surprise some people because, of course, I am happily married and I have 2 children, and it's not just a companion of marriage either. And so I wanted to talk about that and what it's about, because I think people are very wrong about that. Okay, well, basically, asexuality means, in the context of a sexual orientation, that you are not interested in sex. That is, you don't feel the urge for having sex with people, you're not attracted to people, you don't feel any lack when you don't have sex. There's no biological need for sex, and that will be quite difficult for people to understand. And I think the best way of looking at it is to think of it as, think about the prejudices that there have been against homosexuality, where people have looked at it as a problem in various different ways, and they're saying, used to say, for example, it was a psychiatric diagnosis, it was a mental illness, and it was meant that there was a problem with you because you were attracted to the wrong kind of people. Well, I think that a lot of the negativity that there is directed towards asexuality is very similar to that, in a way. It doesn't mean you're ill, it doesn't mean you're oppressed, and it doesn't mean there's a horrible trauma in your past, although of course it's important to bear those things in mind. There are a lot of conditions where people's libido will decline because of their illness, an example of that being diabetes or depression. And if somebody has generally had a fairly high libido, or some libido, and it has declined and disappeared, that doesn't mean, that is obviously probably not a very good situation if it happens quite suddenly, and it probably does indicate some kind of physical illness, but that doesn't mean that everyone who's asexual is physically ill. I am the healthiest person I know physically, apart from the fact that I'm male, which is a health problem as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I am really, really healthy, and there's nothing wrong with me. I'm incredibly fit, incredibly healthy, and there's nothing wrong with me. So that's not what's happening at all. It also doesn't mean you're oppressed. I can search and search and search in my mind, cannot find any sexual desire for another human being. That doesn't mean I don't care about them either. It doesn't mean there's terrible trauma in my past. My past, obviously there are negative things that have happened in my past like anyone else's past, but it's not unusual. Most of the negative experiences I had in my past were to do with schooling and not to do with parenting. And one of the positive things about asexuality is that unlike homosexuality, it has actually been seen in quite a positive light historically, in that celibacy has been prized in history, in medieval times and possibly before, and that is a good thing because it means we don't, as an asexual, I don't have the whole baggage of people being down on that, which is quite good. It also doesn't mean I'm not romantic. I actually really, really get infatuated with people. I have historically become very infatuated with people. I was fixated on someone for 4.5 years, and then I immediately removed that fixation onto another person and became completely obsessed with her for many years after that. And that does happen. I do get attachments, and I am very, very much in love with my wife, and I don't see that changing at all, ever. It's just awesomely fantastic. I have to spat all over the camera. Right. However, what happens is, and also it doesn't mean that sex isn't important to me. I know that sounds weird. Sex is important to me because it's bonding, it's a way of expressing the way you feel about someone, and it brings you closer. And it means so much to the people, it can mean so much to the people that you, if they love you sexually, to make love with them. And that is really a very special thing for them, and you have to bear that in mind. One problem I do have is that if sex doesn't happen, I often don't notice and have to concentrate to see how long it is, for example, since I last had sex, because obviously that can indicate a problem for the person and not for me, and you know, I need to be more aware of that kind of thing. So that is important, but it will never ever occur to me to have sex, not spontaneously. I will think oh, this is the sort of situation where somebody will normally probably initiate something or get on with something. I only ever respond, I don't initiate. I can go as long as you like without it. Don't feel the lack, don't feel any need to have an orgasm. Anything like that is just not there. But I'm a very physical person. I'm very into cuddling, very into physical contact with people, have suffered horribly from skin hunger in the past. And I would also say that I'm very affectionate, very into people, and I really do care a lot about people and have felt desperately in need of a sexual relationship, because that's what you get when you're close to someone in that way. In the past, that doesn't mean I actually want to have sex, because that doesn't happen. I just want to say a couple of negative things, I'm afraid, which is I think that sexual relationships are vastly overrated. I think that they make people myopic, and I think that they can make people myopic, and they can also make people very uncaring about other people. And also, I think people sometimes stay together because the sex is good, and I think that's a really bad reason to stay together for most people because of all the negativities. And I'm free from all that, and I'm really happy about being free from that. I have to be very careful not to slag sexual relationships off too much, because actually I do think they're good. I think it's good that I got 2 children out of it. I also think it's good that I've got such a fantastic life partner and soulmate in Liz, and that's all fantastic. So that's it for today. I'm sorry I'm not making more videos. If my brain ever settles down properly, I will be able to make those videos. I just thought I would probably do something on a bit of a different tack there and talk about asexuality. Just wanted to say I think it's a healthy choice. I don't think there's anything wrong with other sexual orientations, but that's where I am, and just thought I'd share that with you, really. Right, bye.